going to bumble my way through how I would shoot weekly gardening videos. It's going to be a mixture of educational, entertaining, and aesthetic content. And at the end of the video, I'm going to juggle lemons! Yeah! I've challenged myself to make a gardening video in 2 days. Why do I do this? Because I'm a perfectionist and I need to get over it. Right, well we're not being a perfectionist. My battery just died on this thing, so that audio is going to be good enough. So what's the big deal? Some people post weekly YouTube videos for years on end. Yes, I know, and I might want to be one of those people one day, so this is me figuring out if and how I would do that, which means I need to stop being such a perfectionist and just freaking do it. So without further ado, here's my attempt. I live on this amazing property, and I am going to be learning how to manage it and how to work with it for probably the rest of my life. I also think it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to, so I really want to capture it and share it with everyone. So problem number one is when I'm gardening, I usually just want to get the job done, and stopping to film it and move the camera around and make different angles kind of takes the momentum out, and also I don't want to get my camera equipment all dirty. So I have this GoPro which has been doing time lapses, and that's been working quite well. The time lapse just needs to have a catchy voiceover. As soon as I have to think of a catchy voiceover, I of course go completely mind blank, and that's just, there's nothing in my brain. This time lapse is of me at the beginning of autumn planting out all of my winter vegetables. I had the chickens get in there to weed it for me, and then I was able to sheet mulch and compost and then plant all the seedlings, as you can see here. They were all really small, and now look how abundantly large they are now. Yay! This is what it looks like now, a couple months later. That still requires a fair bit of editing, and honestly, no one wants to watch masses of time-lapse videos, so it has to be something a little bit else as well. Problem number two is I like dressing like this. And you can't really garden in this kind of outfit. It's not particularly practical. Can fly around on a broomstick though. So what can I do in this kind of outfit? I can harvest. People love harvest videos, at least on TikTok, and that's really the only place I have traction at the moment with my gardening content. But hey, if the cottagecore movement has taught me anything, it's that frolicking around in a witch's hat and a pretty dress is good content that the internet approves of. So I think aesthetic harvesting content could be a good avenue for me to pursue. Without showing the pointy objects, of course. The other thing I tend to do is I set up a really pretty shot and I look all pretty, and then I don't know what to do in it, so I end up just doing goofy things like this. Or this. Or this. But like, that's kind of just who I am, so I think cottagecore comedy might be a good niche for me to pursue anyway, so I'm just gonna roll with that and see where that bit takes me. Then there's the educational aspect, which is really the reason I wanted to start this channel in the first place. I am doing a permaculture course, and I hope to be able to use this channel as a way to share what I'm learning as I go through that process. And I'll have to do another video on what permaculture is exactly, because I think that's a whole video in and of itself. So tune in next week for that. Here's a bit of education that I just discovered. Bok choy flowers actually smell really nice. And they're pretty. Then of course there's the fact that I don't actually have any YouTube subscribers, so I'm probably just talking to the void right now. But in order to make that better, I have to be able to chop this video up into small sections and reframe it to vertical and send it out over all the other platforms, post them regularly with relevant hashtags, and spend time on each platform after posting, engaging in discussion, and then just keep that routine up with new content each week to feed the ever-hungry, never-ending algorithm of content until the end of time itself. But hey, I'll be doing what I love and sharing my joy of gardening and pretty stuff. So I think that's all for this week. This was just a test, really. Tune in next week to find out what permaculture actually is. Oh yeah, also cut to me juggling lemons now. Wow, I can still do it. Actually, I haven't done this in a long time. Even the sleeves of this dress are impractical for this. Wow, she's still going. I actually haven't juggled in a very long time. I guess I'll put some like things about other videos I've made on the side here. You could also subscribe to this channel, because like maybe, you know, I might do this next week as well. You never know. One video a week. If this is possible, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be great. There will probably be some more educational content next time. Oh my god, I'm not even looking. What? This is like the longest I've juggled for. Oh my god. Just gonna have to keep going until I drop these. If you're still watching at this point, you're a real one. Honestly, thanks. Please follow me everywhere you can follow me. Oh god, alright, that's it. That's the end of the video. Thank you, goodbye.